Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Escape to the Workshop. So the plan is to have some fun, maybe learn some things. Hopefully I can learn from you and you can learn from me, and going to help me set up a workshop and do some repairs, do some building, and see what sort of fun we can have along the way. So first thing for this first episode is to try and put some heating in this workshop, because it's actually really cold because it's in Canberra, the capital of Australia, and it's winter and we've just been hit by a really nice cold section of weather, so I need to heat my workshop. I'm going to use like a rocket stove and also a waste oil heater. I'm going to have a bit of a chimney that I'm just going to make, which I'll show you, and we'll see what happens. So let's get into it. Alright, so as you can see, this is the heater that I'm planning on using. This is just a rocket stove that I built with my very poor welding and grinding, but we'll maybe have a bit of a look at that and see if we can fix it up a bit later. The chimney that I'm using here, or chimney top anyway, is basically an old helium pressure gas can that was just lying around, so I've just basically cut that in half to use as a top, and I'm going to use the other part as a little fire pit. And I've just got this, what is it? It's a rangewood extractor exhaust that I'm going to use, because the smoke's basically going to just go straight out through that hole in the wall there. And we'll just go for a bit of a quick walk outside, and it's going to come out there, and then we'll send it up into the sky. Alright, so we've made it over to the workbench. So we've just got it laid out on the bench here. So all I'm going to do is basically just pop that on there and draw a bit of a circle around it. And that's come out okay, so I can see where I've got to cut. And then we'll get the angle grinder set up and put some safety first goggles and noise protection on, and then make a racket and cut a hole. Alright, so we've got the angle grinder ready to go. I've got my safety glasses on and my headphones on, earmuffs rather, not listening to music. And so I will just cut this, hopefully, and I'll come back to you once I've cut it, and we'll see how it goes, because it's round and I've not done much cutting of round stuff, but I've read about making sure it just stays on a bit of an angle so that you don't cut it too square and so that it doesn't catch. So let's see how we go. Alright, so I've got the angle grinder set up, got the safety glasses on and some earplugs and some gloves so that I don't cut my fingers off, and we'll see if we can make a bit of a mess here. We'll keep it on a bit of a low angle so that it doesn't catch, hopefully, and see if I can cut a hole in this. Alright, that was very short-lived because I can't see the line very well, so I'm going to grab a texter and remark it. Alright, so we've got a texter this time. So we'll just mark around here again. Preferably without it moving around this time would be nice. Alright, let's have another go. before you all roast me in the comments, yes, I do have an apron coming, so I'll have proper stuff to do this with, so I won't burn this old jacket of mine, so I won't be too worried about that one because it's been through the ringer anyway, so it's not worried if it gets damaged. But yeah, I've got a proper apron coming, so I'll be using that in the future. I'll just clean up these rough edges, and then we'll see if the chimney will actually fit through it. Alright, let's see if I've done a really bad job or a reasonable job. Oh, look at that. It kind of fits. There we go. Alright, sweet. I've made it. Alright, so the next thing I've got to do is put the flue, as I'm calling it, out through here. So I'm not quite sure what there is there with the make of the shed because I didn't actually make it. But I'll just make some marks around here off camera just to see if I can mark it through the other side so I know where I've got to cut the holes on the other side. Back in a sec. Alright, so I've got a couple of texture marks on the inside of the door here. You can see one there, there's one on the other side. Sorry, a bit further down. So coming out here, there's one here, and the other one's down there. So what I'm going to do is pull this piece up and see if I can pull this piece out and see how much space it leaves me underneath. Because I'm running on a phone camera at the moment, because my other camera hasn't arrived yet, I'm going to put you down and come back to you in a sec. Alright, and so we're back. It's actually the next day. The nails decided they did not want to come out, so I had to end up actually angle grinding them all off. So we'll just pull this out now, and I've now got a nice hole that I can feed the chimney up with, and I'll just have to cut a hole through here the same as the other piece, drill a hole that 100mm around, so I'll feed that in through this hole here and then mark it out on a piece of metal, and then we'll cut it out. So I'm not going to try and hold the phone and do that because it's just going to be too hard, and I've got to pull all these nails out because, yeah, they were put in very well, which is good, but they did not want to come out. So Alright, so we'll grab this and we'll put it on the top of the bricks. I added an extra couple of bricks there just to give it a bit of height yesterday, so we'll see if that makes a difference or if it's going to be better or worse. We'll just feed this through and just rest it there for now so you can see roughly where it's going to sit. Obviously I'll have to bend that, but that's okay. That seems to be okay. And just check it from the other side as well. So yep, that looks alright. So then that'll just go straight up, and then I'll be lazy and just send it up around the edge of that rather than drilling holes and trying to put the rubber seals and stuff on it. So we'll mark out the metal and cut a hole in it. Alright, so didn't pull the nails out, just cut them off because they didn't want to come out either. So I've just put nails in different spaces now. So now I've got to get this marked up onto here. So obviously I've got to leave a bit of room there because of that one there that's not going to go anywhere. And I'm trying to do this one-handed, so this is really going to work. So I'm going to put that there and just mark the top, and then take it back into the shed and mark the rest of it. There we go. Alright, we'll take this into the workshop and I'll mark the rest of it. Alright, so here's our piece of metal with our half mark shroud on it. Now I'll just mark this again for the rest of it. Alright, so I've got a kind of a round hole marked up, ready to cut. So we'll mask up and make some noise. One hole. Let's see if it actually fits. Not bad. Might just have to take a little bit more off one of these edges because it's catching a little bit. That's okay. Yeah, the edge there is a bit straight. Didn't do that very well, did I? That fits fine though. So once that's up on the wall, try around that one. I'm actually that way around. That's okay. This is outside facing the camera now. That's alright. So then it'll just go straight up. Okay, time to unwrap. Move that out of the way. And I'll grab that as well. What I'm thinking of doing is putting this through and then cutting it sort of across there a little bit and then folding the cut bits out. Don't know how well it'll like that, but just to hold it in place so that it doesn't move too much. I'm not going to weld it in place or anything like that. Make yet some more noise. Out a little bit, I can just fold those over. Just to stop it pulling out super easily. Certainly not holding it in place very well. That's okay. Alright. I'll just turn you guys around and we'll push that up through there. Alright, now we'll go outside and put the outside sheet back on and poke that through the hole as well. Alright, so I kind of found a place to put you guys so that you can see what I'm doing without me having to try and hold the phone and do the work at the same time. So here goes nothing. side and push that through a bit. So it just needs to go back in a smidge because I've pulled it too far out. Alright, that looks alright. Gravity wins every time. Okay, so I've got a ladder and a bracket. Wrong sort of bracket, but it'll hold it. Bracket's just the wrong size because it's a 90mm bracket, not a 100mm bracket, but it'll still hold it okay. On it, just to stop any rain going down the pipe. Hopefully you can see that. If not, sorry. All I'm doing is just pulling the pipe out a bit more. And I'll put some more brackets on that. I'll put these, just bolt these bits of fascia back on. Alright, now since I can't use the original holes because they've got the nail's still behind them, I'll just drill some new holes next to it and then I'll just secure those another way. some more holes here. Pre-drill the holes so that I don't have to deal with bolts slipping all over the place. Nothing worse. There we go. That's alright. Okay, so now I've just got to put a hat on it. Stop the rain getting in there. And we'll call that done. I might put another bracket on the top of it just to hold it up there. But that should work. And then we'll give it a bit of a test out. I run off and see if I can find something to use as a hat. I just put a piece of metal of some sort or another up there and bolt it to it probably, just to put a hole, just to put a cover over the hole, and then we'll see if it works. Alright, sitting at my feet, I think when I was just outside before, I found the perfect piece of metal to use as a hat. Just an old piece of gutter that's not being used anymore, that we cut into small garden beds to grow lettuce and strawberries and stuff. Works well, but this piece is a bit too short for anything, so I'll just cut it down some more and use it as the hat for the chimney. So we'll just cut this down to size, and so I've measured in 150. The pipe's 100, so it's a bit of an overlap either side, so it should be okay. All right. There we go, that'll do. It's only got to sit over the top, so that'll be fine. No one's going to be able to get to it. Alright, sorry, it was too hard to get you guys up on the roof while I was putting this up. Just trying to hold the phone and the drill and the screws and all that sort of stuff was just impossible. But now I just have a little hat just to stop the water from getting in there. Any water that comes off the roof will just go around it, so that's okay as well. And now we'll give it a test and see what it's like. It's only got to keep the little workshop warm, so it won't be too much smoke coming out of here, and I'll use like easy burning wood so that it doesn't create too much smoke either. Alright. Okay, so this is the unit just burning away there quite happily now. I just used a bit of metho to light the wood up, and first thing I've changed already is I had those red bricks underneath the chimney hat there, and I decided to drop it down because it was letting too much smoke out. That's okay. I'll go and check out how it's looking outside. That seems to be working okay up there. Can't see any smoke, but that's okay. That's kind of the point of the system. There's a nice amount of heat in that pipe there, so I might try and tap into that, put a box around it, and see if I can keep some of that heat inside. Alright, well thanks for sticking to the end for the first episode, and we'll sign it off here, and have yourselves a great day. Look after yourselves. Feel free to leave some comments, give it a like if you liked it. Have yourselves a great day. See you in the next one.